Mialisia. Welcome to our weekly Power Hour conference call. We're so excited for all of you who have tuned in. Today we are going to do our first of the month Q&A with Sean Brown. A lot of people have submitted questions. If you think of questions as the call is going on, email them to support@mialisia.com, and we'll get through as many questions as we can. So I'll just kind of turn the time over to Sean for a quick little introductory thing before we head into the questions.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. I always enjoy this holiday as it's a good time to remember so many different people that serve our country and work hard for our country. So many people that are doing great things overseas, and my wife and I are very sensitive to that, very grateful for that, to live in this great country, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful holiday for us to reflect on those things. So very hope you all enjoyed time with your families and with your friends, and that it was a good time for you. Everybody, we wanted to apologize that we've changed the time on the call a couple of times, but the good news is that it's recorded. For those of you on the East Coast, we're hoping that you can catch this as you get off of work today on your way home, give you something to listen to while you're sitting in traffic for most of you that live in big cities. So very, very excited to be here today. We're going to dive into a couple of subjects, and Michael, why don't we go ahead with the first question?
Okay, Sean, so we have had quite a few questions regarding commissions, just generally. So we were thinking if you could just kind of go over commissions, how they work, how we can calculate them on our own, and, just some different things about commissions. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I sure can. There's a lot of different things to commissions. So I'll just I'll go through as much as I can. As I'm going through this, I would expect that there'll be other questions. You can always submit those on, like Michael outlined, our social media, or send them through support@mialisia.com if you want to do it via email. Either way, we'll get those, and we'll answer them by the end of the call. All right, let me just dive in. First of all, just dive into commissions in general. Commissions, there's really two types of commissions. There's retail commissions, and then there's upline or downline commissions, depending on how you're looking at it. I guess it's always upline that's making the commissions, but we'll dive into some of the terms in the comp plan and some of those things. So let me go into the terms. The first term that you might hear a lot in our comp plan is commissionable volume. Now, commissionable volume is pretty much summarized by orders that are placed by you as designers, customers, and or party fashionistas or fashion events that happen there. There's several. All these orders fall under commissionable volume in one way or form. Commissionable volume only applies to your upline. You don't make commissions off of yourself, in other words. So whatever volume you're doing, you're making the retail commissions off of that, and then the upline commissions are most important to your upline. And so everything pretty much that we do is commissionable except for a couple of things. One, the enrollment kits, when you enroll, those are not commissionable volume, although there is a bonus attached to the large kit, which we'll get into in a second. And then the other piece is business supplies. Those are not commissionable, things like catalogs and invites and things like that, or swag items such as shirts and things that you're going to see and find at conference. And then another thing that's not commissionable is but items that have a coupon applied to them, or items that are free because of points, or items that have any points applied to them from a fashion event or other type of discount. So all other things, though, are commissionable. Now, qualifying volume applies to everything else that we just talked about, except, so if it's commissionable, it's also qualifying. So let's get that out straight out. Then the kits themselves, the enrollment kits or the starter kits, those are also qualifying volume. So, for example, if someone signed up at the $599 kit, you would get the $599 qualifying volume dollars that go towards your requirements to get promoted. And so that's qualifying volume. Things that don't count as qualifying volume, same kind of stuff that's not commissionable. Items that have discounts or that are free or coupons applied, business supplies, and that's pretty much it. The kits do count as qualifying volume. Now, two other terms that you hear a lot is personal volume. Personal volume is just another way of looking at, in the comp plan, all the things that count towards your personal volume and getting yourself promoted. So, for example, if you want to achieve the rank of elite designer, you need $500 in personal volume that month. In order to get that, that counts from all orders placed by you as the designer, all fashion events from any fashionista that's assigned to you, and all customer orders, whether they're on the web or not, they all count as long as those customers are assigned to you or your fashionista. They count towards personal volume. Now, team volume is the fourth term that you hear. Team volume is your personal volume, which is all those orders, plus the personal volume from your levels 1, 2, and 3. So let me go over that again. Team volume is your personal volume plus the personal volume from levels 1, 2, and 3 combined. And that's your team volume. Remember, some of you are seeing large team volume numbers because of kits, and since so many of them shipped in in August and July. Okay, so that's personal volume and that's team volume. Now let me cover another term, and that's dynamic compression. Dynamic compression is a term that's kind of unique to us. It's not solely unique. It's out there in a couple of other comp plans, but not many people have it. And what it is it's simply someone who is not active is compressed, meaning that if they haven't done at least $100 in the last 90 days in personal volume, then they are considered not active. Now, that doesn't mean they're inactive in the system. It just means that they're commissionable ineligible. They can't receive a commission, and so they become compressed. So what the system does is it looks back over 90 days. For us, that's obviously, we haven't been around 90 days yet, so it looks around since the beginning that they signed up, and it says, do they have a personal volume of at least $100? If they do, then they are commissionable eligible and they are not compressed. So, for example, if I placed a $100 order in August as a designer, then I am actually commissionable eligible in August, September, and October, just from that $100 order. Now, if I don't place another order, come November, I will no longer be commissionable eligible. Now, that also means that none of my customers placed orders and I didn't do any fashion events. And what happens then is that next month in October, if I didn't have that $100 for the prior 90 days, then my line 1 would move to my upline and I would be compressed. Now, if someone is terminated or they quit or they permanently go inactive out of their choice, or because they, after a year, had no volume and they decided they were going to no longer be a part of Mialisia, then they would actually be permanently compressed and their line 1 again would move up to their upline. Now, there is one thing that is not dynamic compression, or doesn't apply to dynamic compression, and that is what we call the leadership bonuses. Those are what you get when someone signs up at the $5.99 level. And the reason why those are not compressed is because they pay weekly. And so, for example, it would be impossible for someone that signed up to sign up underneath an inactive designer. You know, the person that signed them up would automatically, be active in the business and would get paid that bonus because they were the ones that signed them up or recruited them. It's not fair for us to pay that recruiting bonus to people who did not recruit or did not sign up somebody. And so that, again, won't happen in the future, because when would someone ever sign someone up that wasn't involved or wasn't excited about the business? I realize it's happened a few times in the past because of length of time between the, when we shipped the kits and when people signed up originally. But again, just coming back, we've made a decision that because you didn't recruit that person, then that bonus wouldn't apply. And so that person has to be active to get that bonus. And again, those are paid out weekly. So let me go back to retail commissions. Retail commissions are the 35%. So if you have a customer that bought $100 in jewelry from you this week, then you're going to get paid $35. That's your retail commission, and that's going to get paid not next Friday, and but the Friday after that. So they're always paid 2 weeks out. That gives us time to make sure that all the orders have cleared and that the customer didn't cancel the order, and so we don't have to claw it back. And that gives us time to do that. Well, obviously, once you're doing stuff weekly, then you'll never even notice that it's 2 weeks behind because you'll be getting paid weekly. Okay, so 2 things are paid weekly. The leadership bonuses for when you sign people up and the retail commissions. Everything else is paid monthly. Rank achievement bonuses, car bonuses, and those are all paid on the 15th of the month following the month that closed. So, for example, we just finished August, so all those commissions will be paid on the 15th of September. That gives us 2 weeks to kind of vet commissions, go through the process, and make sure that everything is applicable. Okay, so that is how the commissions pay out, and that's the pay schedule. Wanted to talk about direct deposit versus pay card. So if you have not signed up for direct deposit, it's important you do that. You can do that in your back office, or you can call customer service or email them and give them that information so they can sign you up. Again, you can also do this in your back office. The other thing you can choose if you don't have a bank account, although I highly recommend that as a first option, is to get pay card. Our pay card is through Payolution. How that works, if you elect pay card, it doesn't automatically send you a card. You have to earn a commission first. Once you've earned a commission, you'll get an email that'll ask you to go through a process and set up a username and password for a virtual account. Once you have a virtual account, you can do a couple of things. One, you can transfer that money anywhere you want, so you can send it to a bank account or someone else or anything like that. Or if you want to get it paid directly to you, then you can apply for a pay card. You fill out the application, there's a button that you click and it says apply for a pay card. You get that pay card, and once it's sent to you, then you can take that pay card and you can use it. It's a Visa card. You can use it at stores or anywhere else, and we just load commissions onto that every single week and every month based on how quickly you earn them. Now, the pay card process can be a lengthy process because once you earn a commission, then you get the email, then you register and apply for it. It can take a couple of weeks to get to you. So just be aware that if you are going to do the pay card, that it does take some time. All right. Next thing wanted to go over is in the comp plan, everything is driven and calculated based on wholesale volume. That is based on the purchase price that you would buy it from as a designer. Since we already pay out the retail commissions, we don't pay commissions on the retail commissions, or else that would be double paying. So we pay them out on all wholesale numbers. So personal volume and team volume, commissionable volume, qualifying volume, no matter what you're talking about, it's all wholesale volume. So that's 65% of the retail price. All right. Wanted to talk about just some of the details of the actual comp plan. So as you can see, it's not a very complicated comp plan. We did that on purpose, wanted to give you guys opportunities to move up quickly. You can see you can get your first promotion when you sign up one recruit. You do $100 in personal volume and $500 in team volume. To get the next level, it's 2 personal recruits. Now, these are personal recruits in a rolling 12-month period. Everything on the comp plan is monthly, with the exception of the rolling 12-month recruit. The rolling 12-month recruit works like this. If I recruited somebody in September of 2013, and I then would be eligible to be a senior designer because I'd have that one recruit, that recruit counts on our comp plan all the way through August of 2014 or their enrollment date, depending on when you enrolled them in September. At that point, they drop off in the next year, and you'd have to have another recruit to replace them to maintain the senior designer level. So that's how that works as far as recruiting goes. So you can see it's not a lot of other comp plans require a lot more recruits to move up quickly. We are looking for you to drive volume as well as recruit, but you only need 4 recruits to get the national designer level. And I'll talk about that level here in a second. Okay, so you have your personal monthly volume. We talked about that. We talked about team volume. And then you have your personally enrolled leaders. These are level 1 leaders, and it's from their ranks from that current month. So you have to have, at the highest level, to get the national level, you need 5 elite designers. To get the executive elite designer, you need 4 elite designers. So basically it says you need 4 recruits. Well, they'd all have to be elite designers for you to be able to get that executive elite designer. Now, those 4 elite designers can be from past recruits too, but in our first year, the 4 recruits and the 4 elite designers, those numbers are going to match. But after, year 1, you could have several people on your team that have been on your team for several years, and the leaders number is different. Now, at a national designer level, I wanted to go over this with you because we left this off most of the comp plans in the back office because I wanted you guys to focus on the first 9 levels. But this national designer level is available to you, and it has for some of you, you'll be able to earn this, and you'll be able to get it, soon, in the next 90 days, which is great. So you need basically 4 recruits, 500 in personal volume, 30,000 in team volume, 5 elite designers, and then you get paid on 5 levels down from you, and you get an infinity bonus, which is a 0.5% bonus on your entire downline organization, which can be significant, especially after you've been building for a long time. You also get the $75 leadership bonus instead of the $50, and you get the one-time rank achievement bonus of $2,500. You also can get a monthly dream car bonus of $500. Now let's talk a little bit about the monthly dream car bonus and answer some questions there. Hopefully we saw a lot of positive feedback on this program and lots of different things out there, so we're very, very excited about it. We had 1 designer last month earn this car bonus in July after only a week of being with us, which is outstanding. That was Sheila Falzone, so a big congratulations to her and her team. They're doing an outstanding job. We'll have several others that'll hit it in August, so it's very, very fun. Let me just go over the main points of this program. So designers that qualify at car bonus ranks are entitled to the Mialisia car program bonus for 1 month and every additional month that the rank is maintained. So it's a monthly thing. Approved car program makes and models are listed above. Mialisia car bonuses are non-transferable, meaning they don't compress. Designers earn the Mialisia car program bonus based upon first achieving a qualifying rank. Then, after you earn it, you need to provide us a qualifying car lease or purchase, and then it will make that payment, or we'll reimburse you for that payment, I should say, once you've submitted that proof to us. Designers may also elect to receive a 50% monthly cash payment in lieu of their full Mialisia car program bonus, although I would encourage you to go get the car and have fun. All car bonuses will be paid out the month following the achieved qualification. It's only available in the U.S. and Canada right now, since that's only where we have designers in the U.S. There's no retroactive bonus payments, and the car program bonuses are subject to 1099 reporting. So very excited about this program. You don't see generally tons of car programs in Party Plan, and so this is an exciting opportunity for us to offer that to you. So hopefully you'll enjoy that, and we'll see all of you get those cars and be driving the cars with the Mialisia advertising on them. All right, so that is a long answer, about 25 minutes worth, Michael, to the Commission's questions. I see that we have at least another Commission question. Why don't you give that one to me?
Okay, so Jill submitted a question on commissions while you were talking that says, is there going to be a way that we can see our personal commission in the back office? And also, is the team and personal volume in the back office correct as of right now?
Okay, so we've had some reporting issues on the commissionable volumes that you see in your business snapshot. Those are not correct, and we're working on quickly trying to get them fixed. I'm being told by our programmers that it should be fixed soon in the next few days. We will let you know as soon as it's ready and to go. The qualifying volume is correct. So the team volume and personal volume, those are correct. What is not correct is the commissionable volume and the buckets and levels 1, 2, 3, and so on, and we're getting those worked on right now. We just had an issue with a couple of different things reporting properly as it related to fashion events, which is why commissionable volume is not working. And we've caught the fix. We know what the problem is, and we're working on it quickly. It's taken about a week to get it all fixed and put together, but we'll have it shortly.
Okay, so I think that's all of our questions on commissions. We're going to move on to some other questions submitted from email and Facebook. There are quite a few, so if we don't get to your question today, we will email you a direct response, just for those of you who are on the call. Okay, our first question is, will we be going into Canada?
Yes, and that will be sometime next year. We're not sure when, but we'll announce something more about that at conference. We also have had several requests for Europe, Australia, lots of countries where Annalisa and I sold at our prior company and where we have customers from, and also just leaders and Party Plan and those countries have reached out to us. So yes, absolutely, we plan to be international, and Canada will be our first start. But we don't have an exact date yet.
Okay, we have a question about mega parties, and we were just thinking, can you talk about that a little bit and how it works in the fashion event system in the back office?
Yeah, so this is a recent phenomenon in the party world, and we definitely want to stay on top of it. As for right now, how you're welcome to do that is you can book multiple parties at the same, or fashion events at the same time, and do them at the same location. That's how you'll have to do it if you have multiple fashionistas. The system will allow for that. You just can't do it all under one fashion event. You'll have to have multiple fashion events scheduled at the same time. We will take that into account that this is a new trend, and we'll make adjustments to our system in the upcoming weeks and months. So thank you.
Okay, Stephanie asked, and this is a good question. We've gotten this question a couple of times. What happens if we bought a ticket for conference before the deadline to receive free jewelry, but now we can't attend? Will we still get the free jewelry sent to us?
If you didn't sell your ticket. So if you sold your ticket, then the person that bought your ticket is going to get the jewelry, obviously, since they paid for the ticket. If you don't sell your ticket and you just want to keep your ticket and you can't go to conference, then we will send the free jewelry to you.
Okay. Jean asked the question, there was some discussion on a craft fair kit that would be available. When will this happen and what will the price be?
Well, thank you, Jean. Yes, I've been working diligently on that last week. We'll have details of that out shortly. I'm hoping to actually have it ready before conference. I'm not sure if we will, but for sure it'll be available at conference. But the details is that it's going to be a $1,500 kit. It's going to have value in it of $2,500. Which, if you do the math, is an increased discount over the 35%. The reason we're doing this is so that you can get a little extra money in there to be able to pay for your booths and things at the shows. We understand that there's a need there, and so we're coming out with this. It has a discounted PV because of the increased discount on the jewelry. So $750 around there will be what the PV will be on at the personal volume for your upline and for yourself. So again, details roughly about $2,500 in jewelry. There'll be some catalogs in there. Actually, I think it's like $2,400 in jewelry with $100 in catalogs and concept booklets, and then the price is $1,500.
Okay, Sean, we're going to move backwards a little bit really quickly. Somebody submitted a question, what is a mega party? So I don't think
sure. A mega party,
into that.
Yeah, that's okay. A mega party is when you at one location have a few different or several different fashionistas at one location, and you, as the designer, bring them all together with a bunch of customers to hold this huge event where you just demonstrate the jewelry. They're quite trendy because they create momentum. There's a lot of buzz and energy and a lot of excitement at them. I always say, if you have somebody that's holding a fashion event with 10 to 15 people, just do it by yourself. But if you have someone that has a few less that you need to combine with another fashion event, you can do that. You just want to make sure that both fashionistas get credit for the people that are there for them. So basically, it's just a combined fashion event.
Okay, Jackie asked, are we going to have a newsletter that can be sent to our client base?
We are. First thing that we're going to have is a video. Annalise is going to start doing this week, which is the look of the week, where she's going to take some of the jewelry and create a few different looks of her favorite looks based on those pieces of jewelry. And those are going to start coming out weekly. And then the next thing we'll work on will be a newsletter. And those videos will be posted in your back office and on social media.
Okay.
So look for them tomorrow.
Jackie also asked about personalizing your website and your back office. She said, I wrote my story, but it doesn't display as of yet. Our picture also doesn't display. Is this going to change? It
is. And I've asked for an update from our programmers today because of your question, Jackie. That had fallen off my radar. And so thank you for asking that question. And I will get on our programmers about it and find out where the status is on that.
Okay, Avery asked, have gift certificates come up in discussion?
They did about a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't done anything with them, Avery. But just because you asked, I submitted another ticket on them. So I will get working on those right away too, Avery, and thanks for your suggestion. I think it's great, and I do think there's a need for them, especially with the holidays coming up.
I also just wanted to add to that some designers will just design a gift certificate that has to be redeemed through them personally, and this is okay. The design does need to be approved through corporate, so send it to support for approval, and then you can use those, but like Sean said, we'll be working on actual corporate gift certificates in the upcoming weeks. Okay, the next question is from Jill. Jill had a couple of questions. The first is, can you give us a sneak peek of what we can expect with the fall line that's coming out?
Oh, tricky. No. But we do have several pieces that are coming out. There's actually going to be two different kind of sets of stuff coming out. There'll be a set that we'll have available at conference, and there'll be a set that's available for the holidays. But total, there's several pieces. I've seen them. I don't know if my opinion's worth anything here, but I say that they're awesome. But Annalise has gotten some initial feedback, and the pieces are being manufactured as we speak. We've already been through the design process on them and the approval process. So they're set to go, but that is one thing that you are not going to want to miss conference about. There's going to be some fun stuff there.
Okay, Jill's second question, also at a pre-launch event, Sean talked about a watch clip that Annalise had designed, like an add-on to your watch. Any idea when that will be released?
Yeah, I saw Annalise working with the manufacturers on that today, so I don't have a date on that yet. But I do know that we have probably 4 or 5 other things that we have sold at prior companies, and some of them we haven't. Other ideas that Annalise has come out which are cutting edge in jewelry and that are not being offered anywhere right now. And so obviously, to protect the integrity of those ideas and the patents that we need to get and issued and applied for, we can't really discuss them in detail or give dates, but we can tell you that if you're with this company for the next year or two, you will see so many things and ongoing coming out that are just complementary to our already cutting-edge concepts. So we have a lot up our sleeve, and we're very excited.
Okay, a lot of you know about our free shipping promotion. Jill asked, when will that change, and what will the price be for free shipping at that point?
Well, listen, promotional things are always designed for the designer to help them drive volume, and we intend on always having a free shipping option. So don't get anybody worried about that. At the end of the day, it's pretty cutting edge, and if you use it right, it's designed to drive up the average order for you as the designer, which is, very, very effective if used properly. So we'll always keep that at a manageable level, and our intent is to have something there that helps you to drive volume. Look, at the end of the day, we have promotional dollars in the budget. Right now, we're choosing to use it on free shipping. We can also use it on other things as well. But, I don't have an answer to what will be the price and when will that change. The idea is that the intent there is to help out the designer.
Okay. Jill also asked, when will you have Mialisia branded tablecloths and shirts available for purchase?
Well, you're just going to have to come to conference. And if you can't be there, then right after conference, there will be tons of those things that we'll be introducing at conference available in the back office. I know that Jill, as well as some other designers, have things that won't allow them to come to conference. And so you'll be able to get those things right after conference is over. They'll be in the back office.
Okay. Can you talk about necklace forms? If designers want more than what come in the kit, can they purchase more? How much are they? Where can they do that?
Yeah, so we are definitely going to make that available. I'm just waiting on the first shipment that we got. We are reserving for all the kits as people sign up, but we have another shipment coming in the next week or so. As soon as those get in, then we'll make them available for purchase. They will be very, very affordable. We got a great price on those, and we're going to pass them on to the designers.
Okay, our next question. This is kind of a longer one. It's basically asking about the lead generator program. Can you kind of talk about what the requirements are for being in the lead generator and how it works?
Yeah, our idea was to have that available at launch. The initial design of it and the programming of it I didn't like, so I rejected it, and they're working on it more. It's going to be driven by two things. Originally, we had wanted to do a lot of different things with it, and we've had to kind of adjust that. Basically, it's going to have two things that drive it. It's going to be geographical in nature, and it's going to be driven by level. And those leads will go directly to the designers that are in those geographic areas that meet the level requirements. Right now, as leads come in, they're just being sent out via email as we look up designers that are active and in the area as they come in. Just since we're just starting getting going, there's a handful of leads that come in every day, but there's not a ton of them until we get that lead generator up and working and going, and then we start running some promotions and advertising that really drives the leads, which we will do as a corporation, but I need a good design first that works and that we're confident in. We just haven't had it yet, and I expect to have it in the upcoming weeks.
Perfect. Hannah asked, will there ever be a smaller kit than the $199 basic kit to join Mialisia?
Yeah, Hannah, this is an ongoing discussion. The problem is with our concept, you really need a certain amount of, versatile pieces to be able to teach the concept. And so unlike other companies where you can sign up for $39 and you get a couple of problems with that. One, designers don't particularly love that because then you get a bunch of people that are just buying jewelry for themselves and they sign up as a designer. They're not committed. It's $40. They come in, they do it, and then they just do it to buy jewelry for themselves. I know other companies like Mary Kay and others have that problem where they just sign up to buy inventory, and it takes away from the designer and the commissions. And so, one, we don't want that problem, and two, we want to make sure they have enough jewelry to be able to teach the concept. And they need a certain number of pieces to be able to design looks. So that's why we settled on the $199 level. But it is constantly something we talk about and we're looking at. We might come out with something that's a little bit less expensive, but not much.
Okay, our next question is Mialisia going to be coming out with bag bling and interchangeable watches? I know you already kind of talked about that, but bag bling as well.
Yeah, bag bling was what we called the purse jewelry from our prior company, and that is one of the concepts that we have. There's some cool things to it, though. There is purse jewelry out there, but not like we had it. And ours is very unique and very, very cool. So yes, is the answer. That will come out, but we do have to stagger things, as we can't be everything to everybody at the beginning, and we do have to constantly evolve and come out with products. But yes, that's one of the things we will come out with, and you'll see one of them be added per collection in the catalogs going forward pretty soon.
Okay, our next question comes from Jessica. How do you suggest looking up vendor events online? What worked for you and Annalise?
Well, what we did, you can find all kinds of vendor events online. There's tons of websites and I found that most of those were not very effective. What we did was we went to a couple of really good events, and then we got referrals we asked the people at the show what were their best shows, and then we did those shows. So word of mouth for us was by far, it wasn't even close. Every event that we found online and we went to, most of them, not all of them, but most of them were not that good. But when we asked people at some of the big shows, and even I didn't even attend the shows, just go to the shows. So, go to some of the best shows around, go and just buy a ticket, go in there, walk around and ask the vendors what are some of the best shows they do. They'll tell you. And that's where we got some of our very, very best shows. The best shows you have to get signed up for sometimes a year in advance, but no less than 4 to 5 months in advance, because they sell out quickly. And you get a list of those by just going to shows and asking the vendors. They'll tell you. They're not shy. They'll be like, that show stinks, and this one's awesome, and this one stinks, and this one's awesome. So, they'll give you a list. You just ask for them. And I would ask for the name of the show and the location, and then I would go search for it online is what I typically did.
Okay, another question from Jessica. Is corporate going to be sending out thank you for your order slips with info on guarantee, returns, damaged items, and things like that with each customer order?
Yeah, so before I answer that, I also wanted to suggest one other thing about the shows. By all accounts that I've ever seen, the best shows, no matter what show it is in fourth quarter, October, November, and December. It's not even close. Those 3 months, those shows are like 80% better than any other shows. So, by the way, that's just my personal experience. Okay, so Michael, back to that question again. Yes, we are working on a little thank you thing that goes in a little slip that we're working on. There is information on the guarantee that currently goes out with the product. We're working on some of these things like returns and damaged merchandise. So yes, all these things are coming. Just haven't got a chance yet, but we will.
Okay, and Katie asked, is the customer portal going to be updated, or is it complete as of now?
The customer portal, that it looks like a catalog. Yes, so basically I'm taking that, are we going to upgrade the customer shopping cart? And yes, in fact, Annalise and I were meeting with designers today on that, and I'd say in the next couple of weeks we'll have a much better upgraded customer shopping cart with magnifying glass and better pictures of the jewelry. We're very much aware that we need to do some upgrades there, and we're working on it as we speak.
Okay, so that is all of the questions that we got on Facebook, Twitter, and support. Thank you for sending in your questions. If you have further questions, our next Q&A will be the first Monday of next month, which will be right after conference. So if you absolutely have a pressing question before that time, feel free to send them to support@mialisia.com, and we'll get you your answers right away. If it's something that you think would be beneficial for everyone to hear, then submit them as a Q&A question, and we'll put them in the queue for next month's call. We also want to let you know that that you have until September 13th to book a room at the South Point Hotel under the Mialisia block of rooms, the corporate discount. So don't forget to do that. If you haven't registered for conference, do it. It's going to be awesome. We have swag materials that we've been working on, like Sean said, shirts, tablecloths, business supplies, and also really cute, fun supplies. It's going to be awesome. So those will be available. You'll be able to interact with your upline, with Sean and Annalise, who are so fun. You will have a blast. It's just, seriously, conference is going to be so fun. I'm excited, so if you want to meet me, if you want to meet any of our corporate staff, come on down. We're so excited to meet you. And like I said, the block of rooms goes through the 13th of September, so book it before then. But you can sign up for conference up until the day that it starts, which is October 4th. So we hope to see you there. Do you have anything to add, Sean?
No, well, actually, I just would say, as Michael said, every week we'll have a question and answer part of the calls. I just want to reiterate that a little bit, make sure that you know that if you submit questions, put in the subject line corporate question and answer, or just question and answer, we will get those added to the weekly call, and there'll be either Annalise, myself, or some of our directs to corporates always available to answer those questions for you. Perfect. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks,
Bye, everybody.